Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Why a new Andy Cohen report has me concerned about RHONJ's future. As a Bravo fan who's been watching The Real Housewives of New Jersey since table flips and sprinkle cookies, it's painful to admit. RHONJ is not okay, and according to a new report, things are worse than we thought when it comes to the popular franchise. Andy Cohen, Bravo's head honcho and the ultimate housewives puppet master, is reportedly scrambling behind the scenes to save the franchise amid the deep pause. And while the phrase might sound like secret code for "we'll be back soon," the details are painting a much more uncertain picture. That dreaded phrase, deep pause, has popped up before in Bravo land, and it rarely ends well. The Real Housewives of New York reboot disaster still looms large in the minds of fans and execs alike. That show's original cast was iced out entirely, and the new version, while fine, lacked that iconic energy only OGs can bring. And now it looks like the Real Housewives of New Jersey may be heading toward the same fate. According to the National Enquirer's report, they've hit the panic button. The Bravo added, "The last thing Andy wants is another RHONY-style reboot disaster. But the current cast? It's not working, and they know it. There's no clear plan to move forward. That doesn't sound like a temporary break. It sounds like full-on Bravo gridlock. The current cast dynamic is beyond recovery. The family feud between Teresa Giudice and Melissa Gorga has sucked all the oxygen out of the room, and no one seems willing to film together anymore. What used to be explosive has become exhausting for the cast and the fans. If Bravo doesn't find a solution soon, RHONJ could go from paused to permanently benched. And that would be a tragedy for Housewives history." The Bravo source also claimed that Andy is scrambling to keep Real Housewives of New Jersey alive. On the June 3 episode of The View, Andy confirmed the franchise is actively casting. He shared, "We are doing casting with RHONJ as well. It was really on a deep pause, and we are actively there casting and kind of looking at the future of what that will be." He stated, "It's a great franchise and we love it. I just have to reiterate that." It's clear that the network is desperate to avoid another Real Housewives of New York-style reboot, but something has to change. Whether that means we'll see a full recast, a hybrid of old and new blood, or a spin-off style relaunch is still unclear. What is clear? Andy isn't ready to let Jersey go without a fight, and honestly neither are we. RHONJ has been one of Bravo's most iconic franchises for over a decade. It gave us family drama that felt real, explosive reunions, and characters who became pop culture icons. But even legends need a reset, and that might be the only way to save it. I don't believe that the Real Housewives of New Jersey is unsalvageable. It's just stuck. The Teresa versus Melissa feud has run its course, and the cast is fractured beyond repair. Sadly, even the storylines have become repetitive, with the same fights rehashed in different kitchens every season. It's not that the cast isn't talented, it's that the format is broken. What RHONJ needs is a second chance. Not necessarily a reboot, but a relaunch. It would be nice to keep a few key players. Yes, Teresa should stay since she's the nucleus, whether you like her or not. But the network and Andy should also bring in fresh voices and give the show a new direction. Bravo should look at what worked back in seasons 1 to 3. At that time there were real relationships, layered conflict, and a sense that these women actually knew each other off camera. That's what made RHONJ feel different. That's what needs to be revived. There's still an appetite for the Garden State drama, but not if it's the same storyline, season after season. Real Housewives of New Jersey is available to stream on Peacock. The show streams on Hulu in the UK and Ireland. For over a decade, The Real Housewives of New Jersey has served up an unmatched cocktail of drama, loyalty, betrayal, and table-flipping intensity. It's the franchise that gave us iconic moments, unforgettable characters, and perhaps the most family-centric chaos Bravo has ever produced. But as much as fans have come to expect explosive storylines and screaming matches over sprinkle cookies, a new report involving Real Housewives maestro Andy Cohen has sent a ripple of concern through the fandom. And it's not just gossip. It might signal a seismic shift for RHONJ as we know it. Andy Cohen's latest statement, or lack thereof. Earlier this week, reports began swirling that Andy Cohen, Bravo's go-to voice for all things Housewives, had made a cryptic comment about the uncertain future of RHONJ. While promoting his latest projects, Cohen was asked about the New Jersey cast and the reunion for season 14, and his response was tepid at best. "We're still figuring some things out," he said. "This season was unique." Unique? For a franchise that thrives on chaos, that word hits like a backhanded compliment, or a prelude to a soft reboot. Worse, Cohen confirmed there would be no traditional reunion this year. That's right. The battleground of glittery gowns and passive-aggressive one-liners, the sacred space where grievances are aired and storylines finally resolve, cancelled. In Housewives language, that's a 5-alarm fire. No reunion means unresolved tension, no closure, no healing, and most importantly, no ratings bump to tie the season up with a bow. And when Andy Cohen, the architect of the Housewives universe, starts sounding unsure, that's when I start to worry. The fallout from season 14. Let's be honest, season 14 of RHONJ has been weird. It's felt disjointed, divided, and at times downright bleak. The long-standing feud between Teresa Giudice and Melissa Gorga has gone from spicy to stale. Their refusal to film together has fractured the cast and storylines into two camps that barely interact. Instead of a dynamic ensemble, we're watching parallel shows under the same banner. You can almost hear the Bravo editors groaning behind the scenes, trying to cobble together coherent episodes from footage where cast members won't even attend the same events. Andy's alleged frustration mirrors our own. If the central cast can't even tolerate being in the same room, how do you film a group reality show? It's like watching a dinner party where half the guests never show up and the other half spend the evening subtweeting them from across town. Is the format broken? There's a bigger question lurking beneath the drama fatigue. Has RHONJ outgrown its current format? The franchise has always thrived on deep family connections, sisters-in-law, cousins, lifelong friends, but that strength has now become its greatest weakness. These aren't surface-level reality TV feuds that can be patched up with an apology brunch. These are generational grudges, legal fallouts, and broken marriages played out on national television. And the emotional weight is starting to drag the show down. Andy's report hints that Bravo might be questioning whether this dynamic is still sustainable. Without reconciliation, or at least the illusion of it, the show's current trajectory leads to a dead end. No matter how many new friends of you throw into the mix, the central rift can't be ignored. The show is at a standstill, and Cohen seems to know it. Possible shakeups ahead? Let's read between the lines. A cancelled reunion, an exhausted cast, a cryptic Andy. This isn't business as usual. In Bravo speak, this usually means one thing. A cast overhaul is on the horizon. Not just 1 or 2 exits, but a total reimagining. Think RHONY-style reboot. It's not out of the question that Bravo might shelve the current cast entirely and reintroduce RHONJ with fresh faces, new stories, and hopefully a group willing to film together. It worked for New York, eventually. But could Jersey fans stomach the loss of OGs like Teresa, Dolores, or Margaret? That's a whole other level of risk. Cohen's hesitance to confirm any future plans suggests that even Bravo isn't sure what direction to take. Do they double down on nostalgia and try to mend fences, or do they burn it down and start fresh? Teresa's shadow looms large. Let's not dance around it. Teresa Giudice is RHONJ. She's been the emotional, chaotic, table-flipping heart of the show since season 1. Her storyline has carried entire seasons. But even legends have expiration dates, and some fans are beginning to question whether her continued presence is helping or hindering the series. Cohen has long stood by Teresa, but even he has hinted in the past that some housewives don't know when to exit gracefully. If Bravo truly wants to reboot the series, they'll need to wrestle with the unthinkable, letting go of the queen bee.